Good evening, good afternoon. It's been a while, so I came across a very interesting topic, and I thought I'm gonna begin to cover this in the next 7 weeks. It's titled, and maybe you've seen the post before that I've posted, and just one correction. I've got tremendous challenges with regards to network connectivity, with regards to noise levels. So although my posts say that I'm recording at 12:30 SAST time, I've decided for the sake of having quietness, I'll record it at a later time. So sorry for inconveniencing you and sorry for not holding my word. But nonetheless, I'm going to do the recordings and then just post it on YouTube and link it from there. I know that I still desire to do live broadcasts, which I will do when time is suitable and circumstances are appropriate. But nonetheless, that said, I came across a very interesting subject, I would say, and it's called by the 7 rules of success. Now, I've compared between two people here. The one that I'm doing today is by Herbert Armstrong. He is from the Living Church of God. But then I've also listened to Napoleon Hill, where he also discussed the very same topic, but he has 17 rules. But I find this one quite intriguing because it's done by a person who knows God on a personal level. Now I have struggled with success, and I think success evades me more than anything else. When I say I've struggled with success, I've struggled with especially defining it. And I don't know how many people have reached that point of defining success successfully, or have it also evaded you to the extent where you became maybe disillusioned and you said, okay, maybe there isn't such a thing as success, or maybe success is whatever you describe it to be. Let's look at successful business people. If they are successful in their business venture, they call it success. If they have successful marriages, it's success. If they are financially successful, they call it success. But how do you define it? What would you call success? And like I have said, I have just struggled with this even up until today, to be very honest. I still don't have a successful description. For the sake of a better word, I haven't got a successful description of success for myself. But according to Herbert Armstrong, he says, and Napoleon Hill says the same, you must discover what success is to yourself, and then you pursue that. So I'm gonna dig in to the first law today. And I am mentioning what I am mentioned because it also forms part of the topic. Now, I'm not sure if you have looked at the poster, which clearly outlines what are the 7 rules of success. Let's just go quickly over it again, and for the sake of refreshing our minds and for the sake of getting a better grip on the topic, I'm just going to quickly remind us what it is. So, rule number 1 is rule number 1 is fix the right goal. Rule number 2, education or preparation. Rule number 3, good health. Number 4, drive. Number 5 is emergencies. Number 6 is perseverance. And I'm going to withhold the 7-1 at this point in time just to make things a bit exciting and just to keep you on your toes a bit. So there we have, I'll say then, and correct myself, I'll say the 6 rules for now. So, how would you then describe success? And unfortunately, I cannot tell you what my description is at this point in time. But I'm sure when I'm done with my earthly life, I'm sure that God will reveal that to me from now and before I die, because it is my sincere prayer that God would reveal to me why am I on the earth. And yes, you may say to yourself, but you look quite old, so to speak. Shouldn't you have discovered that by now already? I agree with you. But sadly, it hasn't happened. And next year, Lord willing, I'll be launching my first book in which I elaborate on that quite extensively. So at the right time, I'm looking at hopefully February that I will launch the book. But hopefully you'll buy the book and you'll discover, okay, why did this guy at this age not fully discover his purpose at that time when he made this video? So let's delve into this. And yeah, I'm speaking from what I have read from Herbert Armstrong, and also what I have heard from Napoleon Hill. Now, unfortunately, I don't have first-hand experience in terms of having spoken to successful people. And when I say successful, I'm talking about worldly success. Now, according to Herbert Armstrong, even Napoleon Hill was assigned by one of the rich people, Neville Goddard, and Herbert Armstrong worked for a publishing company. And both of them, remarkably, and why I think I'm following their part of the story is that both of them were assigned to find out from successful business people what is the reason for their success. And they experience all kinds of feedback. For instance, some of the business people described it as, or ascribed it to, you have the right attitude, you've been born, so to speak, with a golden spoon in your mouth, you have the ability, you have the capital, so you can be a successful business person. And this is what they have discovered whilst researching and questioning business people. So they try to formulate from there what is true success. And they came to the conclusion that it's none of the reasons that these business people provided for them. Amazingly, they quote people like Emerson, they quote people like Henry Ford. Both of them mention these successful rich people, but none of them could give them the formula to what it is to be successful. Herbert Armstrong asked the question as well, why at the age of 60 to 65 and upwards, both men and women find themselves dependent on public welfare or on state pensions, that find themselves dependent on children or even grandchildren to financially support them. And which is quite true. We find a lot today that the elderly find it difficult to cope. Yes, besides God's laws and God's prophecies, but generally, people that has retired find it just difficult to cope. Why is that? For instance, he also mentions that the formula or the rules cannot be purchased. It's not something that you can buy. It's freely available. And one of the questions that also comes up, well, if it's so freely available, why isn't it a winning formula? Well, it's my question as well. And the article, by the way, that I've read And even looking at Napoleon Hill, these guys come from the 1930s, the 1920s. What they have written and discovered, I would say basically was there all my life. This article, for instance, was written in 1961. It was revised in 1968 and 1974. And yet, here am I, deep into my retirement, discovering it. And what he talks about is that most successful business people apply six of the rules and neglect the seven. Some of them apply five of the rules and neglect two. We're also going to talk a little bit about the richest person that ever lived. And we all know who I am referring to. And if you've never heard of him, go and read the Bible. Discover it for yourself. But the person that I am referring to is King Solomon, who came to the conclusion, if you read the book of Ecclesiastes, he came to the conclusion vanity, all is vanity. Now, for such a rich person coming to such a conclusion that all is vanity, having all the riches in the world, having all the material possessions in the world, having even human beings to serve his purposes and to bring him the pleasures that he supposedly thought he could get out of them. So he came to the conclusion that all is vanity. So if he came to that conclusion, then what is success then? Wouldn't we then consider that King Solomon was very successful? Unfortunately, it wasn't the case. Then we can also then look at another rich person, the Sheikh or the Sheikh from Qatar, Sheikh Ali. When the oil industry boomed and his country received $50 million per annum, and he got 12.5 million per annum for his own personal use. By the time he retired, he was in debt to the amount of 14 million. And after handing over the leadership to his son, he the son had to pay his debt, and the son had to authorize a livable pension for him. So even all that money didn't make him successful. And so we can read a lot about business people who claim to have been successful and are still successful, but they come to the conclusion and to the end of their lives that all is vain. Having done all of that, I still didn't reach success. I'm still not satisfied. So, what will make me successful? What will satisfy me at the end of the day? Rule number one is set yourself the right goal. So, what is the right goal? How do you find that goal? Is there anyone who can help you to find that goal? In my experience, I've set many goals. I've set business goals. And maybe I was just not committed enough, or maybe I was just not informed at that stage of my life, but they dismally failed. I never achieved those goals. I would start off well the previous year and pray about it, consult God about it, came to the conclusion, yes, this is the goals. This is what I'm going to achieve in the new year. Started off very well. But coming to the end of that year, I became very discouraged because somewhere along the year, either I fell off or the goal fell off. But someone fell off that train. And I never achieved the goals that I've set out. So I know about goal setting, and I'm sure that you also know about goal setting. But, and this is a big one, how sure are you that it is the right goal? Because when you set this goal, or when you think that this is the goal, it is for life. It is not a goal that you're going to easily achieve over the next 12 months and feel successful. So, yes, we know there are many goals. We know business people, especially, set goals. But this one is about, is it the right goal? And I hope you are getting me. Is it the right goal? It's not just any goal. It's not just, you know what? My goal this year is to be a successful business person. My goal this year is to master marketing and grow my business to the next level. That's good and well. But the goal must be the right goal for your life. And I hope I can make it clear here and emphasize it that it has to be the right goal. You cannot just decide to set a goal and hope that it will take you somewhere. Hope that it will bring some success into your life that's going to improve your life, that's going to build you up. This goal is going to direct you in the direction that you should go in terms of your life. And yes, you might be like me at a stage where you trying to figure out, well, at my age, can I still find this goal? Can I still say, yes, this is my life goal? This is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. And I think that is where we sometimes, not all of us, for those people who have discovered it, for those people who have known that the goal that they are fixated on is a lifetime goal and it's what they want to do. Yes, some of us at the age of perhaps 16, 18, in our 20s, discover that I'm going to be a doctor, I'm going to be a lawyer. It's a life goal. It's something that you are going to do for the rest of your life. But is it going to make you successful? Does it line up with the other six goals? So think about what you are doing. Think about the goals that you have today. Is it number one in line with God's assignment for your life? Is it number two a lifetime goal? Is it not just a goal that you are going to achieve in the next couple of months and then you have to look for another goal? And lastly, and in conclusion, is this goal going to bring you godly success? Until then, our next recording is next Tuesday. We are going to look at goal, not goal, rule number 2. Thank you for listening. And if you have any comments, I'll appreciate it. Please send them so that we can further elaborate and further discuss. And for those who are interested to have a discussion, even if it's live, I am open for that. I'll really appreciate it. Until then, God bless and stay committed to the cause.